because the energy is circular. So if you're not definite with which way you want to send the energy, it's gonna cave. So like if I got a weak wrist, when I punch, it could go any way like this because I'm not direct with the energy. It could come back on me. I can hit you and curl up my arm like this. But if I hit you and I'm firm like this, the energy's still going everywhere, but I was direct and not letting it attack me. The energy was supposed to go outward. Not back.
Back to you.
Mm-hmm.
So then, what do you think, like, how everything is just going? All these Fergusons are going. Like, is that why we're having all these emotions, maybe, or like?
Well, man, he was hitting on the education of us being educated into emotion, took us out of the instinct of our heart, which is already tapped in.
Yeah.
So now it could be like literally the concept of emotion has opened up to the fact that emotion could be the uncontrolled way of referencing energy. When you're talking about emotions, it's because you're not in full control of the energy. You ain't talking about emotions when you're in control of all the energy.
Yeah.
You're just
being. Yeah.
You're just in control.
Yeah, you really just being, honestly.
Because the emotions with me, you try to figure out which way the energy is going so you can stop it. Energy and emotion. But if you are in the instinct and the intuition, it's not emotion, it's in the knowing. I know this is going to happen. I'm not emotional about it. I'm not emotional about death. I know what death is. I'm not emotional about loss. I know what loss is. I'm not emotional about victory. I know what victory is. So it's about getting into the knowing.
Getting to the knowing of the unknowing.
Yeah. So that you can be in the knowing.
Yeah.
I feel like being in the knowing is being in the unknowing. Because you know that you don't know everything. Now I'm in the knowing. So that when something comes up that I know.
There you go.
When something comes up that I know, I know. But when something comes up that I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when something comes up that I know, I don't know too. Because if I'm in the unknowing, I'm always going to learn something that I don't know. No. But that doesn't mean that you come into the unknowing not knowing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm getting into the vast goodness of the unknown. That don't mean you drop everything you know and just act like a blank brain. You know what I'm saying? It's more like you get into the vast goodness of the unknown. You take all your experiences into not expecting anything and just receiving.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Like, just receive it instead of putting in more energy into doing other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, just to receive it. We just be with self and receive it. We can receive it, and when I say receive it, I mean we can receive it from our guides and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can receive the information that's coming towards us. But when do you think, like, that came into play, though? Like, as far as, do you think it was because of sound, or because we're not supposed to be speaking? You know what I'm saying? Like,
when do I think the energy of us losing control of our losing control and going into emotion, like emotion becoming, because we were just being in our instinct and our intuition empowered, right? Yeah. And then how did emotions come about? So how did emotions become? Yeah. That's an interesting question. When I think about it, when I think about it just off the back, I think about the energy of Zeus creating, humans in a petri dish,
Mm-hmm.
and the energy of that, as far as even like in the lecture today, we're hearing like teaching Roman numerals because we saw our reflection in the Romans. So we didn't even need to. We don't even need Roman numerals, but we wanted to give them a vehicle to ascend, an intellectual vehicle to communicate, right? For their understanding. Because of that empathy, right?
Yeah.
So emotions could have came in because of empathy based off things that we saw. Because if we're not talking, if we're not using language like that, you're gonna first experience empathy by what you see and how it makes you think, or it makes your brain go.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that come to mind. That's the first thing that come to mind.
Well, I'm just now like actually seeing how energy and the frequencies kind of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just now actually, like, I knew, but I'm like really understanding it and how to still be a part of things, but like knowing like where the energy is going, knowing I can probably make this energy better. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing how to be in situations, like different situations that probably may have emotionally, you know what I'm saying, would make me have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? So like now I'm knowing like, oh, that shit wasn't anxiety, because what is anxiety? You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
It's uncontrolled breath. I'll tell you, because I was an athlete, I had bad anxiety because I was a mouth breather and a good athlete, so I had a high breath rate. So I'd be breathing because I'm fast and I'm trying hard.
Yeah.
So I'd be breathing hard.
Yeah.
And it would be so hard to breathe through my nose. I breathe through my mouth. And now, spirit come through clutch. I couldn't breathe through my nose when I was a child. That was the indicator that I was eating wrong. I ate hella like meat, cheese, just fast food. Like as far as like, I had home cooked meals too, but it was still like, you know what I mean? It still had meat in it. We had vegetables, but it was usually frozen or canned. But yeah, we would eat out too and all that stuff. So, when I think of it, I'm playing these sports and I'm getting tired, but I choose to breathe through my mouth because it's easy. And I remember trying to breathe through my nose and it just felt like I was going to suffocate. So it just made me think, is that where my body put the mucus when I was younger? And yeah, because when I was younger, I used to get boogers all the time in my nose. My nose was always runny. Yeah, my lifestyle was defined through my nose and the fact that I was never able to become a nasal breather because I was already eating bad from the jump. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I was mouth breathing like period, like for real.
Yeah, that puts some stuff in perspective as far as like being around women that have children, like have younger children that have snotty nose, like you know what I'm saying?
It's
like
indicating that they eat too much what they ate. It's too much mucus, and your body's gonna show it in a certain way. I was skinny, but I had a lot of mucus, so I always, when it get cold, Terrence always mucusy. Growing up, that's what I can say I battled the most. Growing up was mucus. Like never felt sick. Not like skinny. You know what I'm saying? Like. But always mucusy. I'm talking about shy in class, nose leaking in class, like, cause my spirit don't give a damn what people think, but in this 3D, like, this is what's happening, like, you know what I mean, like,
exactly.
cause like, man, I used to chew on my collars.
Wow.
I had snotty nose. I wore glasses, and I fuck them up so they might have tape on them and shit. Like that was me growing up. Like you seen some good like family pictures, but like on the daily, like me in my school uniform,
Yeah.
Chicago in the winter, nigga had boogers. Like, but I'm just divine, just being me. Like, but yeah, like, dang, that's funny as hell. Like, yeah, that's funny as hell.
Damn.